there's something weird about that. And even having a BS job, even having a job where you're not really doing anything, is better than having a job where you're working part-time and maybe you're doing more for society and you might even be making more. That is a little more suspect than a job that's where someone's working non-stop. And I think that's definitely the case in America, and I think it is also kind of the case in Europe as well. I think America has more of a culture like this, but either way, Graeber's, the second part of his solution, aside from a cultural change, is he is a big fan of UBI, Universal Basic Income, right? So, if you don't know what this is, I assume, most people who have been kind of politically plugged in know what this is, but Universal Basic Income is this idea that let's just give people lots of money, okay? Let's just give people a monthly stipend. Let's just pay them a salary just for existing, okay? Now, this is popular in Graeber's, I guess his kind of people, like a lot of more radical leftists who, want to have this reordering, post-scarcity reordering of society. They are big fans of UBI. Okay, the idea being, well, instead of, we have all this welfare and stuff, and that's not really sufficient. What we really want is we want people to be totally independent. Now, Graeber is also kind of like he's one of these post-scarcity guys in general. I don't know if he'd take the label. For those who don't know, post-scarcity is kind of, it also is kind of a leftist idea, I guess I would say, if you had to pin it to something. But the idea behind post-scarcity is eventually we're going to get to the point where physical goods are just so common, they're just all over the place. We have so much productive capacity to produce them that they become as common as air, and we don't really have to worry about distributing them. If you need food, you'll just trip over it. If you need an iPad, we produce so many of them, you trip over it. Okay. Now, post-scarcity economics is kind of, I think there's something to be said there. I think there is a sense in which you can get to a point where your technology has produced something to such a degree that you don't have to worry about it being scarce. But I do feel that we are nowhere near that point, right? Even if we can get raw materials and food and things like that to be produced very effectively, there are still massive distribution problems. How do you move them from here to there?